On this problem, obviously it's different, but same setup. There is one thing that is different then, though. And this time I'm going to be building down, meaning whenever I do my divisible by 3, I did my base case, it checks out, but by the way, it's really ugly. 0 modulus 3 is equal to 0. I hate dividing anything by 0 divided by something is 0, but still it checks out. Here I did my inductive hypothesis. All I did was replace it with K's, nothing crazy about that. And I must show, the must show this time, when I do the K plus 1, it's got actually a lot of meat to it this time. So what I'm going to do is, this time for now, I'm going to go ahead and build down, which means I am going to go ahead and use my show instead of my inductive hypothesis where I built up to have it match my must show. This one, I'm going to try to have my must show go ahead and figure out into that same form that you and I just went through hurl to get through, but it proves that both sides are going to be divisible by 3. How did I do that? In this case, I went ahead and literally spelled out the K plus 1 3 times and then the minus K1 that 4th time. So I did some factoring and everything else just to get into our form. And this one was a little bit on the tricky side, so I'm going to screw that up a couple times. I removed the plus 1 and minus 1 because now we're all in the same boat here. We don't need the parentheses, so that's what I have left over. And then we're just moving things around to fit the form. So notice this one wasn't all that hard to fit the form. Is using the parentheses here any different? Nope. But I am fitting it to the form. This is what was changed here. Both of them shared a 3, so I was able to get the 3 out of there, the K squared plus K. Remember, this part was from the original setup. We knew using the base case that this part is divisible by 3, so check that spot. This part we also know that's divisible by 3 because literally it's multiplied by 3. So we can go ahead and check that spot. Again, the overall therefore is going to be exactly the same as what we had before. It's just spelling out both sides of the plus sign, saying that the first part is divisible by 3 and the second part is literally divisible by 3 because there's a 3 being multiplied by 3 as it is here. So notice this one actually is a little bit simpler on formatting, but also again, notice I did start with show that and then move that into our form that we really wanted to show that it is divisible. Could you have done that with the previous one? You might have. You might have been able to do it, but again, you would have started off with this and then the must show and then break it down into the form? Yeah, you might have. But I wanted to show you both ways of how you can end up getting to this. Again, either form that you want to use is up to you. One's probably going to be easier than the other, and you're not going to know which one this is. I honestly tried both ways on this one, and frankly, I found this one to be a little bit easier. But I also, honestly, because I knew that this is going to have a little bit more meat to it and more flexibility to it, and it didn't have a lot of exponents to it, really, I happen to know this one was better to work with from building down. But both ways work. You know you're going to try to get into the form that I've been pushing the last 20 minutes. And then you'll know that form is one way of solving that we definitely have a match and a proof of this particular problem.